Hey guys, it has been such a long time since I've sat down and filmed a Get Ready With Me, and I am so excited to be here and just have the chance to sit down, apply some makeup, hang out with you guys. I missed filming these videos, so I wanted to use some products that I got during the Sephora VIB sale, which at this point was almost a month ago, but I was out of town when I actually got my package in the mail. And then I was having this issue with my eye, so I had to wear my glasses, and I can't film me applying makeup when I have my glasses on because I have really bad eyesight, so when I take my glasses off, I can't actually see what I'm doing. So anyway, everything is good now. I am back. I'm excited to sit down and just apply some makeup. So I'm going to start with the Forthright Beauty Apricot Overnight Lip Mask. ColourPop did this apricot collection for spring, and it's really cute. I actually like a lot of the products in it. I've been using it a little bit, so I just wanted to apply this to start with. So I applied my base makeup, and I don't have any new base products to try. I haven't switched up my base routine very much over the last few months in general, so I thought I would just skip over that for today's video. So let's actually start with the brows. I got this really nice set during the Sephora VIB sale. It's from Kosas. There was a set with their tinted brow gel, their clear brow gel, and then also a brow pencil. It sold out really quickly on Sephora's website. I think a lot of people were picking it up during the sale, but I was actually on Kosas' website the other day because I was just curious to know if they had it in stock on there, and they do. So if you guys missed out on this set, I'm just using the tinted brow gel from the set, then definitely head over to the Kosas website to check it out. What's nice is on Sephora's website, they're already pre-made. So if you pick like the dark brown set, you get a dark brown eyebrow pencil, a dark brown gel, and then also a clear gel. But on the Kosas website, you can kind of mix and match. So if you want like a dark brown gel and a light brown eyebrow pencil, you can do that. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out along with everything else that I use in today's video. But Kosas actually has a lot of different sets on their website. I've told you guys this before. This is a brand that has this weird hold over me, and I want to love the brand, and there are products I enjoy, like their brow products and their concealer. That's one of my favorites, but a lot of their products haven't worked out well for me. So I've really been enjoying this brow gel. I'm so happy that I tried it because this has been on my list for a while. Look at the difference between my brows. This adds a good amount of pigment. It's a very wet brow gel, but compared to other brow gels that I like the e.l.f. Wow Brow or the Persona Cosmetics one, this one seems to lock my brows into place a little bit better. Now, that's not generally a big concern for me because I don't have a lot of brow hair to work with, but some of the other brow gels are a little bit more dry, so I feel like if you have large fluffy brows, they might fall throughout the day. I just really like this formula, so I just wanted to mention that set in case you were curious. This brow over here is my problem brow. It never turns out as nicely, but I just like to apply the gel, let it dry, and then I'll go back in with a pencil to define everything. So I already primed my eyes, and today I wanted to use the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 Rose Eyeshadow Palette. I was so excited about this. I have to say, I haven't been super excited about a ton of eyeshadow palettes this year. I have to say it's been a little bit of a nice change for me because I've been able to enjoy my collection and not purchase as many palettes, but this is one that I was really excited about. So I have used this a few times. I'm going to start with this shade right here and just blend it in the crease as a transition color. I don't know what happened to the mirror that I normally use when I'm filming these videos, so I'm just going to kind of use my monitor, which is right here, and then this little handheld mirror. But this is such a gorgeous palette. I do have the first Major Dimension palette, which I like, but I think the quality of the Major Dimension 2 is just a little bit better. The matte shadows seem to be extra blendable, and the shimmers are definitely softer. The shimmers in the first Major Dimension palette are almost a little bit like they have a hard, gritty texture to them, which they end up looking really nice on the eyes, but the shimmers in this palette are very soft. If this palette came out before the first one, I would have just gone with this one and probably skipped the first one. The first one is nice because it's more of like a warm, neutral palette, but I love that this one just has like a really beautiful rosy tone to it. So I'll put a list of all of the brushes that I'm using in the description box. Honestly, I have like 10 clean makeup brushes right now, so I'm just going to use what I have and hope that they work well to create a look. I have a huge pile of brushes I need to wash. I don't know what is going on with my under eyes. I think I started doing my concealer and then I got distracted, and then when I came back and set my concealer into place, it had already creased because my under eyes look rough. So just disregard that. I feel like that is just my life these days. I'll start doing my makeup or my hair, and then all of a sudden I'll get distracted, I'll have to do something else, and I'll come back and just kind of try to quickly pick up where I left off, but that's okay. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera just to save a little bit of time, but I'm just going to do the same thing and then I'll be right back. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos before, but I have this one spot on my eye where I can never get eyeshadow to blend smoothly, no matter which shadow I'm using, no matter which brushes I'm using. It's funny because a few of you guys told me you have the same issue. Next, I'm going to go in with this shade and just apply this into the crease a little bit more precisely. So what have you guys been up to? I feel like a lot of my recent videos, what am I trying to say? They haven't been pre-filmed too far in advance, but they're not necessarily going up in like real time. So we were out of town in the beginning of April. We just went on a little trip, just Brady and I and the baby. And then my in-laws came and visited for a few days, and then I had that issue with my eye. So I feel like a lot of my videos were just going up randomly. And I also think I missed a few uploads. I try to upload 3 times a week, but I've been having a hard time. I'm trying to figure out how to balance YouTube and also create more content for Instagram and TikTok, because short form content is definitely here to stay. Honestly, I like creating content for Instagram and TikTok. I think it just kind of helps me be a little bit more creative. I can create, follow me around videos, recommendations videos where I don't have to overthink things, because I try to keep everything to like 30, maybe 40 seconds. And for me, my attention span, it's always been very, very short. So a platform like Instagram or TikTok has always kind of been more ideal for me because I can watch a lot of content in a short amount of period, especially these days. But I think just trying to balance creating content for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, I haven't been able to upload as many YouTube videos as I would like to. Ideally, I would like to upload 4 videos a week. I think during the month of May, I have on my schedule to try to upload 4 videos a week, as long as I can kind of get ahead and do that. As much as I love short form content, and I feel like that is the way of the future, I just love YouTube when it comes down to it. I love chatting with you guys. I love reading your comments, and I recognize so many of your profile pictures and your names, and I just love this community here. Okay, let me just do the same thing on the other eye. Next, I'm just going to take this dark brown shadow and I'm going to focus this in the outer corner. To be honest, I feel like I'm just always trying to catch up on everything in life in general, like not just, with YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, and trying to figure out like where to post when. And I feel like I could always be doing more. I feel like that's just life in general. Like last night, Brady and I were folding the laundry and we just like dumped it on our bed. And I could not comprehend how much laundry we had, because it felt like we were just doing it like for the past 3 days. I don't know. There's always something. There's always laundry, or like a room that needs to be vacuumed, or dishes that need to be done. And I feel like life has always felt like that, but I think it's intensified because after 2020, when we were home so much, and we were able to kind of do things throughout the day just randomly, and there wasn't a lot of other things to do. I think for me and just a lot of people in general, your schedule just opened up so much. So it was almost like you just had this space in your life to, either relax or sometimes even be bored. And that's just not typically the norm. I don't think it was before 2020, and definitely not afterwards. So now I feel like I'm still trying to figure out how to get back to life as normal. And for us, life is so different because now we have a baby. He is 6.5 months old, which is so crazy. And, before 2020, it was just the 2 of us. So I think that's probably why everything just feels so intensified, why my head always feels like it's spinning and I never know what day it is. I feel like I've been in this constant state of stress. And some days I just try to say like, let's just let it all go and let's go for a walk and hang out and just like, we'll get to it tomorrow. But then tomorrow it's waiting, and then there are other things waiting. So I think in general, I'm just trying to figure out balance, and I'm having a hard time with it. That has to be something most people have a hard time with. If you guys can relate, you'll have to let me know. But again, I think just after the past few years, like 2020 and 2021, just when we were home all the time and life just seemed to move at a slower pace, returning back to what is, normal life just feels a little bit overwhelming, and it feels like it's just moving at this crazy speed and I can't keep up with it. I don't know. I think just trying to figure it out and adjust and try to strike as much of a balance as possible has been something I'm working on, but some days it doesn't feel like I'm doing a very good job at it. Okay, I'm just dealing with a little bit of patchiness right here. It's not the eyeshadow. I've used this palette a few times, and like I said, it performs really well. I just have an issue with this particular spot on my eye where eyeshadow sometimes doesn't want to blend. I'm sure it's how I do my skincare, and just prep my eyes, and maybe I just missed it with skincare today, but it's an ongoing issue and I don't know what to do about it. So for the lid, I think I am going to go in with one of the cream shadows. I think I will use this one right here. So with the original palette, I initially wasn't super excited about the fact that it had cream shadows in it because in the past I've never really used cream shadows, and I almost had wished that they just placed two more, like a matte and a shimmer in their places. But since having that palette, I've really come to appreciate this cream base because this locks the shimmer into place so well. I'm just going to grab this brush to really blend it in the inner corner. The shimmers do stay in place pretty well. I don't think you have to lay down the cream base, but because they are pretty intense shimmers, I think the cream base does work well to kind of amplify them on the eye. So I've enjoyed having these in both this palette and the other one. And I just figured I would use it on camera today in case you have this palette and you're kind of curious how they work too, or you've been considering it. So I'll just do this eye first. I mean, honestly, that looks pretty if you aren't into shimmer and you just want a matte look too. I think I'll start with this shimmer and then add a little bit of this one on top. I'm just going to take it on my finger and then just pack it right on top of the cream base. Just like that. This is a really pretty color. I think it is technically a duochrome because it kind of shifts from pink to gold, which I think is really interesting and fun for the palette because it just kind of adds like a fun pop rather than being like your typical rosy neutral palette. Actually, I think the one right next to it is a duochrome too. It's kind of like a rusty copper to gold. Now I'm just going back in with the second shimmer and placing it on top. I do love a good pink eyeshadow palette. And I don't know, I've just been having a lot of fun with this one. I feel like it just makes me happy when I get to sit down and use it. And you can get a smoky look, but it doesn't take a lot of effort. Obviously, I'm like sitting here and chatting through it, but when I'm in a hurry, I can do something a little bit more subtle or more dramatic, and it doesn't typically take a lot of time. There's a little bit of fallout, not too much. Typically, I get a little bit of fallout here when I do my eyeshadow, which I'll clean up when I'm done. But let me just apply the shimmer to the other eye. For the lower lash line, I'm just going to start with that medium toned pink. Let me show you. This color right here, and then I'll probably use a little bit of this to blend it out, just to kind of create some variation of what I did on top. I'm so happy that it is May. I'm hoping that it will finally warm up. You know, I say that in a lot of my videos, and I've gotten some comments that are like, well, why do you live in the Northeast if you don't like the weather? And honestly, it's just not always that simple. Ideally, I would like to live somewhere a little bit warmer, but my family lives here, which family is really important to me, and I do love to live near them. I think that's really just a huge, huge benefit. I don't know, I think the cold, dreary weather has really been getting to me this year. It typically does once March hits, but it has been very cold throughout March and April. We've had like a couple of sunny, warm days. On those days, I'm in such a good mood, and not just me, like everyone. Like the dogs feel it, the baby feels it because we get to go to the park and enjoy the warm weather. And I don't know, like this year has me really considering moving somewhere a little bit warmer. I don't remember the weather having such a big impact on me in the past, but this year it just seems to be dragging on forever. And it's like a tease because we'll get the occasional warm day and then it goes away and like the next 5 days are freezing. Like it snowed the other day. It snowed yesterday, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to take a little bit of that dark brown on the lower lash line too. Okay, I feel like I look a little bit zombie-like just having all this eyeshadow on. I need to go in and clean it up a little bit, maybe blend out the edges a little bit more. Before I do all of that, I'm just going to apply the Urban Decay Perversion liquid liner. I've actually been testing out quite a few eyeliners lately, and I have found some other ones that I like. Let me just apply this off camera really quickly because I have a hard time talking and doing this at the same time. Before I go in and completely clean things up and just finish off the eyeshadow, I'm going to do the brows first. So I am going to use the Kosas Brow Pop. This is their dual action defining pencil. The formula of this pencil is really nice. So I'm just going to use it to define under my brows. And then I'm having a hard time talking and doing this at the same time, and then extend them just a little bit. The only thing I don't know if I'm sold on is the shape. It's like a mini teardrop shaped pencil. It's not perfectly rounded, so it's kind of like a triangle, and the top is super tapered, and then the bottom is a little bit thicker. I feel like I have a hard time figuring out which side to use where. Like right now, I'm using it with the bottom side facing out, but then I feel like it doesn't apply as evenly. So I don't know. It's kind of nice for like the front of your brow because you get a little bit more of a precise tapered look right at the edge. Like if you're drawing on a hair-like stroke, the thicker part is at the bottom and then the more tapered part is at the top. So I like it for the front of my brow because I feel like I can get a little bit more of a natural look. But then when I turn it sideways, I feel like I'm not as sure. But I do like this pencil a lot. The formula is nice. It's not overly creamy, but it has good pigmentation. And I like the color. I feel like it works well. I recently dyed my hair just a little bit darker. I used a Garnier dye because Garnier is cruelty-free, which is amazing. I had stocked up on this like foam hair color from John Frieda years ago, and I was still kind of going through like the last few that I had because it was my absolute favorite. I thought it was being discontinued, so I bought like a bulk package of it, and that's what I was using because I had purchased it a while ago. But Garnier is cruelty-free, which is amazing, and I always dye my hair at home. I know like hairdressers are probably cringing, but I just like being able to quickly do it at home whenever I want. Anyway, I recently used this darker color. It has like a really pretty like red cherry hint to it. So when I'm out in the sun, you can really tell, but when I'm just at home, it just has like a pretty dark base. So I feel like I like more of like a dark neutral eyebrow pencil these days. Long story short, that's why I was talking about that. So do you guys have any plans for this summer? I know that it's only May, but I feel like the summer will be here before we know it. I'm just going to go in with the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Dark Drapes and just take the ink stain side and just add a couple of hair-like strokes just to define the brows a little bit more, specifically right in the front, right in here. We actually have 2 family vacations planned this year. We're going to the beach with my side of the family, and then we're going to Tennessee with Brady's side of the family. I've never been to Tennessee. I've heard that it is absolutely beautiful, so I'm excited for that. I'm just going to take this lightest shade right here and just use that to kind of highlight my brow bone. It's a little bit darker than I would normally go for a highlight shade, but I feel like it just works well to kind of blend everything together, diffuse it one last time. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. I should have done one eye and not the other, but I feel like just taking that one shade just kind of smooths over everything. So even if you have trouble blending or you have like a specific area on your eye like me that tends to look a little bit more patchy, just running this shade over all of it just kind of gives everything like a soft diffused look. So for mascara, I actually just placed a Sephora order the other day. There was a little set of like 4 mini mascaras, and then it comes with one of those vouchers where you can redeem it for a full-sized one. So I wanted to try out one of those mascaras in today's video, but it looks like it is not here yet. Since that's not here, I'll just go in with the Milani Highly Rated Anti-Gravity Mascara, and I'll just use this to lengthen my lashes. I was going to do false lashes today, but I don't know. I have been loving the Ardell Demi Wispies. They're so quick and easy to use, and they're very, very natural. Like honestly, when you're wearing them, it doesn't even look like you're wearing false lashes. It just looks like your natural lashes are so long, but they're not over the top. Like they're very wispy, very natural. That's why I like them, because I feel like they make a big impact, but again, it doesn't look like you're wearing really heavy lashes. Not that there's anything wrong with really heavy lashes. I do like dramatic lashes too, but for like day-to-day wear, I've been loving I got them out because I thought I was wearing them. The Ardell Demi Wispies, that's what they look like. I just picked these up because Ulta was having a sale the other day. I want to do an Ulta haul because I got a lot of really good products. They were having a huge sale. I did a video on it. It was called their Spring Haul event, and a lot of the drugstore brands were on sale. So I repurchased a couple of my favorites, and then I got a couple of new things to try that I'm excited about. So I recently got the GrandeLash to use again, which I am really excited about. I'm going to use it consistently for, I think last time I used it, I mean, that was years ago. Like the very first time I used it really consistently for like 3 months, and I saw amazing results. I had damaged my lashes because I was using false lashes so much, like every single day. So I used that GrandeLash, I don't know, was that like back in 2016 maybe? And I grew out my natural lashes, and it worked really well for me. Then a few years later, I got lash extensions, and you know, I was kind of in denial because I thought they didn't damage my natural lashes, but I feel like they did. I mean, how could they not, realistically? Even though the girl I went to was amazing, she was very gentle, and we didn't do over-the-top lashes, I just feel like my natural lashes weren't as good as they were before I got lash extensions. So I actually started using GrandeLash while I had my lash extensions, and it burned. I had a really weird reaction, and I didn't realize at the time, but some people suggested maybe the glue for my lash extensions was not interacting well with the GrandeLash. So anyway, I stopped using it, and then I bought it again recently, and I tried it a few times, and it did not irritate my eyes. And then we moved, and I feel like it got put in like a random box. Anyway, I'm going to commit to using it for 3 full months to see if it makes a difference. My natural lashes are actually in pretty good shape, but I would love to see them just a little bit longer if possible. So I'll keep you guys posted on those results. I think I'm going to skip false lashes today, but I am going to take a little bit of this ColourPop Level Up Lengthening Mascara. I haven't really been loving this. This does a really good job at lengthening your lashes. Now, I don't typically wear this one on its own because usually I like just a little bit more volume than this one gives. But this is interesting because a lot of lengthening mascaras don't give any volume and they just lengthen and separate your lashes. This one does give a little bit more volume, but I love to use it as a second mascara. I've always been a fan of layering mascaras. And I feel like this one on the ends, like after you apply any mascara and you just go in with this one like right on the ends or you run it through, it just takes them to the next level. I also like using this one on the lower lashes. I will say they can get a little bit clumpy if you go overboard. I don't mind a clumpy lash though, because I feel like it just ends up looking a lot more dramatic. But I mean, you can see the difference between this side and this side. I really like it. Now, again, if you're into like really separating mascaras, if you hate clumpy lashes, this is not going to be the one for you. Like, just stick with the Milani Highly Rated. But I like that it just gives me a lot more drama. So again, instead of going in with false lashes, this is a good alternative. Also, this ColourPop mascara does come in a burgundy shade, which is really fun. A few years ago, I bought the Fenty mascara because they had a burgundy shade, and it didn't end up working out for me. I think it was just that I didn't love the formula, and I felt like the color was really subtle. I think in general, a burgundy mascara is a little bit more subtle if you have dark lashes, but I think that's why it's pretty, because it is subtle, but it just kind of adds like a hint of color. I could have used it with today's look. That would have been pretty. Okay, I think that's it for mascara. It does look like I applied eyeliner on this eye, but I didn't. I just went in with the mascara. The mascara didn't even hit the root of my lashes except for right here, like right here in the center. I don't know. I think it's just a combination of the way that I apply my mascara and how my eyes are shaped. But anyway, I think I will stop there for now with the eyes. So let's move on. What else do I have? Let's move on to the cheeks. I'm actually really excited about this. So earlier I applied a little bit of the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. I'm not going to apply any more because I do really want to use this product and I don't want to layer a ton of products on my cheeks. This is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in She's So LA. My brush selection is limited, you guys. I need to wash my brushes. So I have this one from e.l.f. It's their all over powder brush from the Retro Paradise collection. This will work. It's just a little bit large and fluffy, which will create more of a like diffuse look, which is fine. But anyway, I was on the Patrick Ta Instagram and I was watching Patrick Ta actually apply this product to models and just kind of like talking about the technique. And he said that he always starts with the powder and then goes in with the cream on top, which is interesting to me because I would think to go in with the cream, then the powder. But I want to try it that way because it looked really pretty. Now, I probably will end up using it both ways at some point or just using one or the other, but it's kind of nice to have a duo because you can create different looks using it. So I'm going to start with the powder side first. I'm just going to take it on this brush and I'm going to just lightly blend it on the cheeks. I need a mirror. There's literally a mirror right on here. This is a really pretty color. So when I was doing my Sephora, wish list video, I asked you guys, which shade should I get? Because there were a couple that I was considering. This is the perfect color, especially with this eyeshadow palette. It just looks really pretty. So I've actually been taking my blush in pretty far, like almost to my nose, and then just sweeping it outwards. Anyway, a bunch of you guys told me to try this one. You thought that I would like this shade, and it is gorgeous. I love it. I feel like I've been going overboard with blush a little bit lately, but I can't help it. I've just been loving blush so much. So first of all, this powder has like a little bit of a glow to it on its own. It's definitely not like a flat matte powder. So on its own, I think it looks really pretty, even if you don't go in with the cream underneath or on top. And again, I've just been going for like an all over blush look. I'm not completely on board with like blush all over the nose. I feel like on me that looks kind of weird, but Sometimes I will. It just kind of depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Let's just go for it today. I don't know. I don't love the look of like a super bright red nose. I'm just going to go in with some leftover powder. I also have this freckle on my nose, which I used to cover up all the time, and I haven't been doing that as much lately. I don't know. I think it's just because it was something I was so insecure about when I was little because it's in the center of my face. And these days I feel like I just embrace it and just leave it. I actually think that looks really pretty on its own. I love that powder. Then he said he'll just go in with a little bit of the cream right on the apples of the cheeks for like an added glow. Wow, that does look pretty. This is a very light formula. So sometimes creams, I think the reason why I don't want to layer them on top of powder is because they can be so heavy, but this is not a heavy formula. It's actually super lightweight and it doesn't look heavy on the cream, but or it doesn't look heavy on the powder, but you can see like the glow that it gives right here, which I love so much, especially because I have been applying a good amount of blush in that area lately. That's really pretty. I feel like maybe I went a little bit overboard with the blush, like maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. But I don't know, I kind of like the super blushed look these days. I don't know, I kind of like it. I feel like it's something different for me. I tend to focus the blush in this area, so I kind of like bringing it in a little bit. I just think it looks really pretty. But either way, this is such a nice formula. I have to say the color is a lot more subtle than it looks in the pan, which actually works for my skin tone, especially right now. I have no tan at all, so I feel like I thought maybe it might be slightly too dark, but on the cheeks, it definitely is more subtle. So Patrick Ta does have quite a few like very vibrant shades. So I don't know if those are as sheer or if they're a little bit more pigmented. If you guys have tried them, you'll have to let us know. But again, I have the duo in She So LA if we have a similar skin tone and you like that look. I think I might just skip highlighter, to be honest with you, because I feel like that cream did give just like a very subtle, pretty glow. But let me do the lips. I'm just going to take this Essence lip liner, and it's in the shade Because Duh. So I think Essence redid their lip liners, or they redid the packaging maybe, because I just ordered a few of these from Ulta's website. So I'll let you guys know because I went to link these the one day and they weren't on Ulta's website any longer. So I hope I can find a similar shade because this is one of my go-tos. So I'm just going to line my lips. Let me just do this without talking for a second. Then I'm just going to take my Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Fenty Glow. I feel like I kept messing up the actual shape, so I was trying to correct, and then I overcorrected, and then I tried to go in with a little bit of concealer, so just disregard the fact that my top lip looks very overlined. That was not on purpose. You guys, this color is so perfect paired with the Patrick Ta palette. It's just such a pretty rosy nude. I love it so much. I cannot get enough of the Gloss Bomb Heats. I know I kind of like hate when I hear myself talking about them because I talk about them so much to the point where I know it's annoying, but I just think this formula looks so good on the lips. Like it just makes your lips look really glossy and plump, and I like that it provides like a little bit of a tingle, but it's not over the top. You know what? I am going to go in with a little bit of highlighter. I'm just going to use this one from BeautyPie. It's their Pro Glow highlighter in the shade Knockout Gold. It's not like an overly warm-toned gold, so I feel like it kind of goes with this look, but I feel like I just need like a little something, nothing over the top, just like a small amount right here. Oops, I just went in with a second layer, and now I feel like it is a little bit over the top, so I guess I'll just embrace it and go with it. I actually ordered another one from BeautyPie because I love this one so much. This one is their Triple Beauty Perfect Glowy Powder in the shade Glowy-O. So this one is more ideal if you just want like a very, very subtle highlight, but I feel like I like this formula a little bit better. So if you've been considering one, just randomly, the gold one is probably my favorite out of the two. I actually ordered a ton of their skincare products because a lot of you guys recommended them to me, and some of their makeup products probably about a month or two, and I've been loving them so much. But this highlighter is still like one of my all-time favorite BeautyPie products. Okay, so this is the final look. I love how it turned out. I mean, like I said, I've been playing around with these products a little bit. I think I have a lot of blush on, which is not, it's out of my comfort zone. I feel like I go back and forth. Like I love blush and then I don't like it, and then I tend to go overboard with it, and then I just like something really subtle. And today it feels like a lot of blush, but I also kind of like it. I don't know if it's just too much with the eyes. I don't know. Anyway, I just had fun like sitting down, hanging out with you. I feel better. I have been very stressed out, very anxious lately. I think I said in the beginning of the video, and I feel like life is just moving so fast. I feel very overwhelmed sometimes, so it feels so good just to sit down, hang out with you guys, apply makeup, and now I'm just in a really happy, good mood. So thank you so much for keeping me company. I hope I was able to keep you company while you were doing your makeup or cleaning or doing laundry or whatever. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I kind of want to do a video like testing out some new complexion products because like I said, I haven't really switched up my complexion routine a whole lot. I'll kind of switch back and forth between like my powder foundation routine, my liquid foundation routine, and then also like my tinted, I use the Tower 28 like tinted sunscreen. So maybe I'll do a video using that one soon because I don't think I've done one. So anyway, thanks for watching today's video. I hope that May is amazing for you guys, and I'll see you very soon with a new one. Bye.